Botany,
Camden,
Burwood,
Blacktown,
Rockdale,
Gosney Park,
Randwick.
On ABC Radio Sydney, this is Breakfast with Robbie Buck and Wendy Harmer.
These are the figures. Social media. We're shopping through social media. We're spending $16 billion a year. The most popular platform is Facebook, with 22% of people shopping through there. Instagram, 9%, YouTube, 9%, Snapchat 4%, and Pinterest 4%. And what happens apparently when we get online, according to this new research from ING, is that we forget our savings. We forget that we've promised ourselves we're not going to buy anything. We are very much tempted in ways that we wouldn't otherwise be, perhaps. And
perhaps you've had a glass of wine or two before you're sitting down in front of your computer.
Before you know it, you've got something winging its way that arrives on the doorstep and you think, what on earth did I buy that for? Okay.
This morning we're joined by Dr Torgeir Aleti, who's a lecturer in marketing at RMIT University. Hello, Torgeir.
Hi, how are you going?
Very well. Yeah, have you fallen prey to this yourself?
Probably. I think. Maybe. I think this is something that impacts a lot of us.
Yeah. Well, why is social media so particularly able to get into our mind on this one and open up our wallets, Torgeir? What are they doing?
I think there's a couple of things. For starters, these social media platforms are designed in a way to keep us captive on that platform. So when you're on Instagram or on Facebook, they don't want you to go to another platform. And the way things have moved over the last few years have made it much easier for you to really just stay on there. So it is not just about ads that will take you to another website to make purchases. It's about now having very much integrated and embedded something on the platform. So there's this one-click buy it now buttons and the Facebook Marketplace, for example, and with targeted advertising on the platform that is directly related to things that you may have bought in the past or other things that you are interested in, popping straight up and making it super simple and easy for you to make that purchase directly without.
How successful are those algorithms and that focused marketing? Because you hear stories about it being really successful, and people have stories about just having had a conversation the day before and suddenly it's popping up in their feeds. And other people say, hang on a second, you're showing these ads and I've got no interest in any of this. So how refined are those algorithms?
I think the algorithms, to the extent of how effective they are, depends on how much you're using the platform as well. If you're a frequent user, then you are obviously leaving a lot of information for them to then be able to target ads or products towards you. But I think I think everyone will be able to say that they have seen an ad or something that I have no interest in that, and to some extent that's perhaps what stands out in our mind as consumers when you see something that is sort of out of place, and that becomes the talking point because that was the stuff that irritated you. While the ones that are directly targeted at you and you were interested in is not going to be that talking point.
Well, that is a really good point, Torgeir. And the other thing that I hear that I guess is true to say too is that when those ads pop up when you're in Facebook, they don't feel like ads. I think the point's been made that they feel like less of an ad and almost reaffirming what you'd been thinking of buying anyway. So it's kind of seamlessly, psychologically it's seamless, and the click is seamless as well. It's convenient too. So there you go.
Yeah, so you hardly notice that you actually made that purchase. So it's, these social media tech giants now are really moving into more direct competition with the likes of Amazon. And their buy it now buttons is the equivalent of the one-click shop
Right.
on Amazon in that sense.
Well, Torgeir, what would you think about the idea of someone buying a house on Facebook? Let's talk to Anne. She's
just
gone.
Just dropped off.
Oh, that's so annoying because it says here that Anne was going to. She was wanting to tell us the story of her daughter, who was on Facebook, wasn't really out house hunting, saw the ad and went to the house and bought it.
Ah, well,
Yeah,
nice work if you can get it.
there's nothing, I think, strange about that in that sense. It's
Really?
and it gives you. I think what we also need to remember is that first and foremost, the reason why pages like Facebook is so successful and popular is because of the social networks between people, between friends and family. So you have that sort of cozy, fuzzy feeling of having your friends and family near because they are also on this platform. And one thing you're looking at your kids' holidays pictures, and then you're buying a house.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, 1 minute you're looking at a picture of someone's dog having a dog birthday, and next minute,
Yeah, you're indebted for the rest of your life.
You're in a positive, you're in the comfort of friends, and it gives you this feeling of safety, I guess.
Yeah, Dr Torgeir Aleti is with us this morning. He's a lecturer in marketing at RMIT University. We're just taking a look at this latest survey into how much you spend on products that you've bought through social media, and it's about $16 billion a year. It's a lot. For those of us who don't want to be manipulated as much as we are in these social media
what a
platforms,
joke. Everyone's manipulated.
I know. But there are those of us who try and hold back the tide as best we can, Torgeir. Is there any method besides actually getting off these platforms? Is there any method to try and limit their, coercive effects?
Yeah, I guess
Is it just say no?
there are things that you can do, of course. I mean, what we also, I think there's another point here is that there's been a shift that's been going on over the last few years where we use our mobile phones more and more to access these platforms. And the things that you can do is to just don't, put your credit card details and all that sort of stuff directly in, and feed that directly into the pages and have that readily available on your phone so that you actually can't do the one-click shop.
Or you could just tie your hands behind your back as you go about your day.
Yeah, look, it will sneak up on you. And
Yeah.
the thing is that if you have made a lot of purchases in the past, then those things will always be remembered.
Well, it's interesting, Torgeir. It's interesting you say that because I'm not an online shopper at all, but I did succumb and I bought an item of clothing from Japan recently, and it arrived and it's terrific and I loved it. So now they've got all my details. Now I'm constantly going back to that website. Okay, what else have they got? What else have they got? And and because all my details are already there, it's easy.
Exactly.
So
you're roped in now.
I am. I'm looking fabulous, though. Well, thanks, Torgeir. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
No worries. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Dr Torgeir Aleti, he's a lecturer in marketing at RMIT in Melbourne. The figures on this are incredible. As I say, the dollars are really adding up there. We buy more than $16 million on more than $16 worth of items via social media every year.
16 billion.
16 billion.
Yep.
Over a third of us, 34%, admit that shopping through social media has led to unplanned purchases. So here's the average. We're spending $860 each annually, and 20% of us also think about buying something on social media every time we go to our favourite little social media spot. Pretty amazing figures, aren't they?
This is Breakfast on ABC Radio Sydney.